Okay, I'm very excited to watch this game. We got Lubin and we got Lube. It's a Polish team versus an Italian league team. It's CEV volleyball. It's Champions League. It's really good volleyball. This is Wilfredo Leon's team. So we got Wilfredo Leon here. It looks like they were giving him the ball a good amount. Malinowski, not sure exactly who he is, but we also got Jeffrey Jendrick, the American middle. So I'm excited. He had the same amount of serves as Wilfredo Leon, so he must have served real well in this game. But then it looks like Lube was just going deep in their roster, getting as many people in there as possible, trying to figure out what could happen. Looks like Nikolov played the whole game. Lagumgia maybe the whole game, maybe half of it, whatever. Botolo, Lepke, Balasso, Boninfante as the setter. Looks like we had some players going in on Lube's side, but no matter what, it should be a really good game, so let's get into it. So this is Jeffrey Jendrick. So Jendrick's spin serving. I want to see this again. I thought he was a float server, but I mean that's a pretty decent spin. I mean, so many people don't. So many club coaches don't allow their players to work on spin serves when they're younger, like a middle or something like that. I completely disagree with that. I think they should be able to experiment. They should be able to try stuff out. Like if a middle can hit a nice spin serve, it's gonna be a good serve. Really good dig by Botolo here. Just pops it up. And this is what I'm talking about. If I say like just keep the ball alive, just poke it, just get underneath the ball, get it to pop straight up in the air. Somebody can figure out the rest. And it's a scrap play. It's a scrappy play there. It's a little bit chaotic. They're trying to figure out what to do, but oh, that's tough. That's a tough one. That's a brutal one. Can't let that drop in the seam. I would say that's Lepke's, and like I don't know. Personally, when I'm passing right here from the front row, I love taking this inside ball and then just taking like a diagonal approach. But definitely Lepke's seam right there. Yeah, and look at so he doesn't drift when he's taking this like diagonal approach, so to speak. He doesn't drift too much. He still gets his weight behind him a little bit here, so it's like straight there, and he gets a little bit of forward momentum, which is nice. But I mean, I feel like being able to do everything with that approach, like being able to drift away and still take a swing wherever you want, but like percentages, you want to give yourself the best chance, pretty much. And yeah, Wilfredo Leon, he's gonna rip his serve. I mean, probably. I think he has the record for the fastest serve in the world right now. He's a beast. But then we got Lepke here going reverse float on Wilfredo Leon. And if you're going reverse float on like a target, you gotta drop it short so that he's passing this with his platform instead of his hands. Because I mean, Wilfredo Leon, he's got some big hands, big strong hands. He's gonna trust it. Like right there, that's a much better serve. This is flatter. Maybe still goes deep, but still, like that's better. It's gonna challenge him a lot more. Wow, what a save there. Let's see this. And that's what I'm saying. It's just if the ball's up, then like your teammates and you included in this need to be able to like figure stuff out. Like okay, the ball's alive. Okay, let's keep the ball alive. Let's find a swing. Let's figure something out. Love this run. Love this run. And I think spacing from the net, look at where he jumps from, is extremely important as a middle hitting this route. Spacing from the net allows you to swing here really, really well. Because if you're hitting this route, this is the best spot to hit every single time. Is this Jeffrey Jendrick? I cannot tell. It probably is. It probably is. I don't know. I'm not sure. This is Malinowski. This is the right side. I don't know where Malinowski's from. Maybe he's. Actually, I really don't know. Going down the line, it looks like he swings out there though. And we got Boninfante. Really pops that one high. Yeah, that one didn't do what he wanted there, that's for sure. Now we're missing serves. We're missing serves out here. You already know it. Oh, that's a nice serve. And if you're passing a righty spin, you want to try to keep it on your left side because then it's cutting towards you instead of cutting away from you. Because when it's cutting away from your platform, like towards the right here, it's really hard. Well, it's not really hard. Well, it's harder to get your platform around that ball. You have to make more of an angle. Like right here, this is a great pass. But like when it's cutting on this, so it's cutting to the right. If it's going into this side, this right side of his, he's going to have to make a good angle. Okay, he's going to have to make a really good angle. But with the cut of it, if he makes a softer angle on this left side, it's going to be a fine pass because of the cut. The cut goes into it, and then it kind of bounces off a little diagonal, you know? Good choice by Lubke. You know, it's not perfect, obviously. You can't swing super hard on that one. And then you just got Wilfredo Leon. Gets himself out there, loads into it. Look at how loaded he is. He's ready to just jump up as high as possible and just blast the ball. Wow, look at that. Wilfredo Leon. He's one of the highest paid players in the world for a very good reason. You know, like that's a great triple block. He closes it really well too. I mean, even with that middle kind of diving over here a little bit, he dives over a little bit too with his hands and still blocks it. Real nice block there. Is this Jeffrey Jendrick? I gotta look it up. This has to be the right Jeffrey Jendrick, right? And yeah, Lubke got aced again. That stinks. And you know, Wilfredo Leon's going to be the serving target for sure. Again, if you can be physical on that triple block move, it's going to do a lot for you guys. You know, like, be physical, but also you still have to press. You know, he jumps really high, but he still presses really well. Oh, shoot. It went under him. But that's what I'm talking about, is like, if he doesn't press enough, then it sneaks under him. You know, I mean, it was just kind of a low swing. It's a little bit unlucky, a little bit weird. Can't really be too mad, but hey, it is annoying when that happens. Let's see. This is a move on the left here. I want to see. So, like, this is what I'm talking about. It's just a easier angle to make than the other one. Okay. And he just doesn't, like, see how it comes off his platform, goes right to the target. It's so much easier on your left when it's a righty spin. You know, it's just dependent on the cut. Let's go volley box. Wilfredo Leon, look at that serve. And, you know, one of the reasons why his serve is so great is because he can contact the ball from so high, and it just goes straight forward and then it goes downward. You know, like, it's almost hitting it downward, like a normal hit, you know? I feel like too, like, he could probably toss it even further forward, and it would probably even go further and harder, and, like, it would be even more aggressive. It's a good serve, though. Obviously, it's one of the best serves in the world, so. But I'm always thinking people can improve. Always. It's a nice rip by Lubke. If he hits this, that's nice. It's a nice rip. I think it might have gone out. It might have gone out, but that's a really nice serve. Like, the only thing that I think he missed there is his hand contact was not perfect. Sneaks it down the line there. Beautiful. Yeah, this is a nice pass by Wilfredo Leon. Looks like he's been working on it, man. Look at the fundamentals. Dives in there, bang. Cushions it a little bit. Beautiful. And I mean, you see people, I don't think I've ever talked about cushioning the ball a little bit. But if it's a big serve and you're making your angle, you take a little bit away from it. A little bit away, you know, take a little bit of the power so that it just, like, dimes. And that's just all about feel, if I'm being completely honest. It's a tough one. Hybrid. So, well, no, it's a spin. Okay, Marco. Spin there. And again, that cut, you know, it's a kind of a weird seam there, but still. Wow, look at that. That's a nice swing. And again, I'm telling you, like, I feel like part of the reason that makes him able to do this swing right here is because of the spacing off the net. And he can just, like, let that ball pass in front of him instead of it going straight at him, you know? If that makes sense. Bounce, inbound. Spin serve, miss serve. Come on, let's see. Bonifante. I like Bonifante as a center. I think he does some cool stuff. You know, I feel bad for Lepke. I feel like he's a pretty good passer. But he's just getting bullied with some big serves right now. And he's just, I mean, he's not having his best serving game, that's for sure. It's a really nice serve, though. Like, from the 5, absolute rip. And same thing. Like, let me explain this a little bit deeper. Okay? So, like, since he has space off the net, and that ball is going to go in front of him instead of right at him, he's able to let it go in front of his face and then decide when he wants to hit it. You know, like if you're hitting it here, it's going there. If you're hitting it here, it's going there. If it's hitting there, bang, bang. Okay. So, like, that's why you need to have this ball be in front of you so that you could hit it here if you wanted to, but then you could also wait for it to keep going, and then you hit it there, and you can take it there instead. You know? Like, you can kind of wait for it to travel. So, like, if it feels like that ball is coming straight at you, you need to get yourself off the net. Chinese with a... Oh, no, that's bottle it with a rip. It's a nice serve. Oh, look at the movement on that puppy. Let's see if we can track that. That is opposite from the right spin. Holy crap. That's a crazy serve. Jindrik, how do I spell Jindrik? Wow, Wilfredo Leon's a good triple blocker. Let me see this again. I mean, he makes his move quick. He bunches a little bit. So, like, when you get a pass that's down here, a lot of teams bunch. You know, like, they get a little bit closer. Like, they're pretty close right now. You know, if it was a normal or if it was a perfect pass, they'd probably be a little bit more spread out. But they bunch here, so it's easier to close. And then look at Wilfredo Leon there. Just once he sees where it goes, he's going fast, just in case. Like, get yourself there. Then you can go slow. I mean, he can get away with just doing a standing block because he's so big, but, you know, maybe a smaller outside needs to work on timing it so that you aren't messing it up, but still. Nikolov. If that's in, that's a beautiful swing, man. Beautiful swing. Let's check that out. Just right outside that blocker. Beautiful swing, man. Oh, so this is not Jeffrey Jindrik, I would think. So many missed serves, man. I don't like missed serves. Missed serves annoy me. Missed serves stink. Oh, that's a beautiful swing. And a beautiful decision too, like, especially because you know Wilfredo Leon is here. That's a big block. Even if he's just standing jumping, it's gonna be a pretty big block. He's long. He's got some long arms. But, I mean, that's all about vision, seeing the block, being able to go cross-body and make the decision, you know? Yeah, so he plays for Fenerbahce, okay. Who is this guy, then? Who is this Jindrik? Is this a different Jindrik? Is this his brother or something? I have no idea. But guess what? It's not Jeffrey Jindrik. Sorry that I lied. I didn't know. It was an accident. Just a reuse, you know. And I mean, when they're as these guys, you gotta figure out a way to put this ball away, okay? Because if you just do that, then they're gonna find another swing, or they are. Oh well, so much happening right now. You gotta find a way to put the ball away. Good stuff. And I mean, the reason this goes out is because he stays high and it hits people's hands instead of their arms. If you're swinging high at people's hands, you're going to do pretty well. You know, because if you miss a little bit high, it goes off the fingers. If you hit their hands, it's either out of bounds, like a tool, or it is back to you as a soft block. As long as you're swinging straight forward. But if you're swinging down, it might go soft block to them, but it just depends. Like this right here. If you're going down towards the hands, I mean, it kind of hit his arm there, but it would soft block and kind of go upward and backward still, you know. Who is this Gendrick kid then? It must be some Polish dude. Oh, off his head. Yeah, off his head. Eyeballs. And I mean, honestly, I really like this block move because he leaves himself inside a little bit. He leaves the line open for his libero. Well, not his libero, actually. He leaves his line open for Nikolov here, his defender. And he's taking a good amount of cross away. He's taking this away, and it touches him, but Lagumji is just not able to keep it alive. Maybe it just goes a little bit too far inside for him to get a really good block on it, but I think I like that block move a lot. It's a pretty good touch. Because, I mean, a little bit of difference in where it hits you, and it's either a kill block or it's a soft block really well. So, I mean, spacing from the net is so important for middles. Outsides, too. If you're struggling to hit with range, you're probably too tight to the net where you're getting, like, pinned by the ball, if that makes sense. So, like, if you feel like you're getting jammed, and it's just like, okay, I just have to swing. You probably need to keep that ball in front of you more so that you have more options. Hello, Wilfredo Leon, you got blocked. Lagumji, good block, good close. He drifts into it like a middle. It's a nice swing. And he closes with his hands too. A lot of times you're going to have to reach over and close with your hands because, I mean, not everyone's able to just close it with their legs really well. Because this right here is what happens if you don't close it with your hands or your feet. First of all, like, if you can work on it, I would love it for people to be able to close it with their feet first. First of all, though, look at how Chiniese drifts as that blocker. I don't like that because that makes it hard for him to close that. And that goes for everyone. So if you're drifting, it makes it hard for the middle to close. But if you're drifting as middle, it makes that third blocker, it makes it hard for them to close. Great reuse here. But, shoot, I was talking about triple blocking. I was saying something good. Oh, yeah. First things first, I want you to close with your feet. If you're not able to because the play is just super fast, then you need to close with your hands. But that doesn't mean just go back here. No, it still means press. But, like, you need to take that gap away so it's harder. Like, it's harder to swing sharper. So, like, you're forcing them to do the more difficult thing, so to speak. What just happened? Okay, off of him. It's one touch. Two touches. 3 touches. Out of bounds. Wilfredo Leon getting look at those hips. He's getting down there. Hey, come on. He's mobile. He's flexible. Wilfredo Leon. He's a flexible man, it looks like. And you know, you see this libero over here? Watch him for a second, okay? He's over here. He sees the ball come over here. He immediately starts running over, getting ready to cover for either the dump or the overpass swing or whatever it may be. And then he has to work his way back to wherever he needs to be, but still. Good discipline by this blocker to track him and then just be up early. And if you're selling out on the middle, like you know that you're selling out on a perfect pass or a certain situation if you're really watching a ton of film, be early. Be early with him, okay? Because you don't want to be late and then get tooled. You want to be early. You really do. Okay, I think Ballo's okay with this right here. See, he throws a thumbs up. I'm the same as Ballo. I would rather you miss over the net like this than miss off the net and force me to try and do something 10 feet off the net. You know? Like, I would much rather you force it tight. Bang. Wilfredo Leon. Yeah, he's going to be able to take that swing nice. I'm gonna charge my laptop. Oh, hello. It's a tough serve, man. It's a real tough serve. And again, like no matter where you're serving from, no matter where or what your serve is, you need to be able to take it wherever you want with control. Like you got to rep it out so that you're not just going up. Yeah, I'm just gonna hit the ball. No. Have some intention to it. Have some intention to what you're doing. Yeah, Bonifante versus Wilfredo Leon. I know who I'm betting on. Holy crap. Oh, this is kind of unlucky. Like this is one of those weird touches where it hits Wilfredo Leon's hand on the side, and then it goes like he's hitting diagonal towards here so that he can get covered, but then it hits Wilfredo Leon's hand and it just goes opposite, and it's just that's tough. That's tough to cover. Ooh, good pass by Nikolov. This is what I'm talking about here. Oh, I just spit a little bit. Oh my gosh. Look at his hands. Look at how his platform. He passes it, and then look at his hands go down because he takes a little bit off of it. And it's a feel thing. You got to get used to that feel. Who went under? Nikolov. Oh, they went under. They went under or in the net, something like that. And yeah, you gotta feed. You gotta hit Nikolov on the serve as much as possible. Even though he's so good out of system, I would rather play against them out of system than in system. It's obvious. Hello. And this right here is a great example of why you need to be okay with being late as a middle, so that you can be there. Like be okay with the decision, wait for it, see where the decision is, see where the set is. He doesn't take his first step until it's already almost at its peak. Okay, he's going now. He goes quick. These two steps, these steps are pretty quick. Okay, but then he is up. He's not jumping super high. He's pressing really well. He closes that block. Be okay with being late so that you're not wrong. Okay, it's better to be late than to be wrong because you can speed up, but a lot of the time you can't switch up as easily as you can speed up. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. That's just that's a fun one. That's like a little beachy. Some people, they like always are jumping when they're passing, but it's just so good because then your hips are free. They're not held back by anything. I find it interesting that they have Nikolov go 0-2. Maybe he's kind of like a serving target for most teams, but I feel like he's a pretty good player on that right side, so like having that one rotation. But yeah, it makes sense to have him kind of hidden and just be in the 5 spot every single time instead of right in the 6. But who knows? But it could be other things too. There's other advantages like certain matchups, certain things with like, oh, I'm front row when the setter's back row, whatever. Yeah, stuff like that, but there's a ton of little things. It's a really nice swing though. Yeah, that's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. High, hard, deep clean off those fingers. See a ball right towards that corner. Against even against really, really huge blocks over here. This is still so beautiful, And again, Bottolo, I watched the game of him yesterday, maybe. He's a good blocker. He's a very disciplined blocker. Every move that he makes, he goes straight up, presses really well. And like look at how easy it is for this middle to close this block because he doesn't drift. Like he doesn't start opening the gap while this guy's trying to close it. You know what I mean? Like if there's a two-way sliding door, yeah, that goes fully both ways. If I'm this door, if I'm controlling this door, and I'm opening it while someone else is trying to close it completely, I'm just moving the thing. Like I'm moving the base of it. I'm trying to it's harder to close it. if someone else is opening it. You know, it's pretty obvious. I don't need to give a physical example of that. It's pretty obvious. Beautiful pass here. I think it's a dime. I don't know. I didn't see where it was, but I mean, look at how he just gets off his feet here. And he has to kind of push off of this left foot of his so that he can start opening up that hip. And like he pushes off of that foot so that he's weightless here, so that his hip is moving. Yeah, it's really nice. And Lagumgia goes underneath Wilfredo Leon here. Yeah, and like Wilfredo Leon is at a big disadvantage when that player is back row, because the point at which it crosses the net is lower. And then you see how high up Wilfredo Leon is. There's so much space between him and the net because of how high up he is. So like honestly, when he's blocking someone that's back row, I mean, you kind of want him to jump less so that he's not leaving so much space there, you know? And if I'm hitting against that, and I know he's going to be making a huge move like that, I'm swinging low. I'm not even going to lie to you. That's a situation where it calls for me to swing low. I won't say that a lot. There's not that many situations where that'll call for it, but with Wilfredo Leon, there's definitely going to be some exceptions to how you play. No matter what you do when you're blocking press, he got almost faked out there, still pressed, still got the block. Because it's just about if you get hit, you know? You can make moves to try to hit, like get the ball and get hit, but like no matter what, even if you are like diving a certain way, if you get hit, where's that ball going? That's the question, you know? And that's why pressing is so important. Out of bounds C-ball. That one's gonzo. Lagumgia. That's a pretty good serve, but it's also a pretty good pass by Wilfredo Leon here. Wilfredo Leon. He's getting saucy out here. Ooh, hello. Ooh. Swing high towards the hands, because this right here, if you're hitting the hands, it's one of the outcomes that you're kind of betting on there. It's a nice swing here. You gotta go sharp enough to hit the outside of that arm, but that's a beautiful choice. Love that choice by Nikolov there. I had one of those in my game a few nights ago. Oh yeah. Nice. Really nice swing. And I want to see this again. See, he fakes Chinese out a bit here. I feel like this is something that people need to do more, is kind of align with the setter, and then off of this foot, off of this step, off of this anti-penultimate step, choose to go right or left based on where this guy is. I feel like people got to do that more often, because it's kind of like it's kind of dirty, because then he bases up here, boom, I'm over here. And he's going to be able to be more athletic going diagonal than this guy is, you know, because he's standing there. That's good. I feel like that should be used very often. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's not. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Holy crap! This is an absolute roof right off the bicep too. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Wilfredo Leon, he's a beast. He's got to be the GOAT. He's got to be the GOAT, man. I mean, who else would be the GOAT? People think Karch Karai is the GOAT. I have a ton of respect for Karch Karai and like his dominance in the sport. I mean, he got gold medals in beach and indoor, right? But come on, Wilfredo Leon, come on. Who's gonna win that battle? I would probably guess this guy that's hitting that ball to the ceiling there. He's hurting Bottolo's side because he's hitting off the ground into his side. It's crazy, man. And fake Jeffrey Jendrick is serving some balls right now, man. These are good serves. And, I would say his approach is a little bit weird, where he, crosses his feet as he jumps. I don't think that this is optimal. But it's still pretty good stuff. Let me just make sure he did that on the ace too. Yeah, he still does that on the ace. Maybe not as much, but still. Yeah, a little bit too much there. Maybe it's just because of his toss. I don't know. I don't know why he does that. But, I mean, hey, everyone, to each their own. Everyone's got their own serves. As much as you can, remember to cover, because if somebody's hitting and you get caught here, every single point matters, man. Every point matters. Don't let anyone tell you that every point doesn't matter, because that would be a lie. Every point matters, especially in a big game against a really good team. Like if you're playing an elimination game or a tournament or like a final or something like that, every single point matters. Every single point matters, because you're gonna look back on it. Oh shoot! What if I just got this one? You know. Then what would have happened? What would the game be like? So I'd like him coming back to pass 4 here. But if you're passing 4 with a right side that's not like super, super comfortable with passing, I would not say to leave. Like, these guys are perfectly even with the amount of space that they're covering. Maybe his tendencies show that he serves here more, but I'd still not want to leave him the same amount of space as this libero, especially if it's not his scene, you know. If it would have been he drops on the line and it's like everyone's left scene, maybe I'm okay with that, you know, but tough. I mean, with Wilfredo Leon's serve, you gotta pass 4 though. You gotta pass 4. Even at this level, like, yeah, he's got such a crazy serve. What's happening here? What's happening? Is this off the hands or no? No, way out of bounds. Way out of bounds. They're gonna waste their challenge, aren't they? Wasted a challenge. Get good. Yeah, and if Wilfredo Leon's cooking, if he's contacting it high with really good hand contact, he's going on a run on everybody. Okay, I don't care if it's national team. I don't care if it's France. I don't care if it's America. I don't care if it's Perugia. No matter who it is, he's going on a run. Okay. With his serve, he's a great server. And I mean, the cool thing about serving is it is totally in your control. There's not much in volleyball where you can have full possession of the ball and completely control what you're doing and choose like what you're gonna do, like with nothing else really affecting you. That's why serving is such an important thing to work on. Oh, excuse me. Because like it's totally in your control. And it can win games. Straight up, it can win games, it can lose games. If you're not putting any pressure on a team, you're never going to get any break points. You're never going to get a lead. Unless that team's just terrible. But the amount of pressure that it takes to score on people is all different, depending on which team you're playing. So, man. Lepi's getting aced out here. This is a really good serving team. Like, Lubin's just ripping serves, and it's just really tough for Lube right now. Oh, yeah. Get up there, Nikolov. I like Nikolov on the right side. I think he missed it, but still good. We got 16-7. Lubin's just kind of running away right now. And, you know, Wilfredo Leon gets a little bit freaked out here. He gets a little bit jammed, but he just pops it high. No matter what you're doing, put it high, you'll be all right. Like right here, Lepke gets a little freaked out here. If he would have just put it high to the middle of the court, this team, Lube, would have had more time to figure stuff out. They still score, it looks like. No, they don't. They didn't score. Okay. Lube still scores, but I'm just talking odds. I'm just talking about percentages. I'm just talking about what is going to give you the highest chance of winning. What is happening here? Let's see. Was this a double touch? Okay, we got a touch here. Off his head. There, that is a double touch. It's not a block move, too. That's technically 3 touches as well. Yeah, not by the rules, though. Wilfredo Leon on the pipe. Why do you think he's getting paid the big bucks? Okay, I mean, the dude's a monster. The dude can't be stopped. He's an anomaly. You know, like, even, I mean, Mickey Leto isn't getting paid as much as him. Probably not even close. But, I mean, Wilfredo Leon is just dominant, man. Dominant. And it's good. I feel like the team that he's on right here is really good. Really good passers. A setter that can just feed him. Some middles that can hold the other middles. I mean, Wilfredo Leon is a man that you want to build a roster around, that's for sure. You want to cater to his needs, there's no doubt about that. I mean, look at this guy right here. I think he's just a passing sub, just to make sure that you can get the ball up to Wilfredo Leon. Wilfredo Leon's going to get kills. If he's on, not much you can do. Ooh, hello. But if he does this and swings into your block, then okay. But again, like, if you get hit, like Cheniese, he could get OT'd, okay? Wilfredo Leon could go over the top of you. But if he hits you, what happens to the ball? Oh, I think it's snuck in between. I think it's snuck on that side, but still. You get what I'm saying. You get what I'm trying to put out here. Lepke is that's a tough one. That's a lucky swing if I'm being frank. You know, I think hybrids like this are very difficult for me. I think the reverse hybrids are easier for me because I'd rather break out of a stance than try and get into one, you know? See a ball. Like if I know that if I see you floating it, I might stand up there, but then you can rip it on me, you know, it's just tough. But I got to work on passing floats with my platform anyways, so off the tape. If you can start hitting off the tape consistently, why not, man? I doubt that anybody can really do that on command, though. Eesh. Lube's getting manhandled in this set right here. We got Lepke on this right side here, which isn't, again, this is rare. I don't mind it though. I don't mind it. You know, if you're a player, and I mean my college coach used to say this all the time. You're not a positional player. You're not a middle. You're a volleyball player. You're not a setter. You're a volleyball player. You're not an outside. You're a volleyball player. You're not a right side. You're a volleyball player. You know, like, volleyball is the same no matter what position you're in. You're just going to be in different situations as a different position. But, like, you're going to find yourself, as a middle, you're going to find yourself having to set a ball sometimes. As a setter, obviously, you're going to have to set more balls. As a setter, sometimes you're going to have to hit a ball. Obviously, as a hitter, you're going to have to hit more balls than a setter would. You know, like, sometimes middles are going to have to pass a ball because it trickles off the net or it short serves, you know. You gotta develop your game all around because then if you're able to play any position, you can, you know, let me go back to this. You can get put in many situations, especially if you're on the bench. Like, once any single person is doing bad, I'm the guy, no matter what position it is. If you're doing this, if you're trying to do this, but it's gonna be like you're doing this, like you're not gonna fake anybody out. He's obviously not gonna swing here. Stay down, don't jump, and then just put up a high ball so that guy can go take a rip, you know. But good swing by Lagam. It was still a good set. He obviously put it higher because of the situation, but still. Like, I would say if you're going to be jumping and not faking anybody out, like there's no chance of faking anybody out, just stay down and put up a good ball. Just stay down and make sure you're putting up a hittable ball. Because they're going to be going against a double block for sure if that's the situation. And, you know, look at his arm here. I'll go slow-mo. He's kind of cramped here. But look at how he's leaning backward so that he can have that ball in front of him, so it can pass in front of him. He's going there. Because the ball would be going here. Yeah, the ball would be going here. But then he backs up so that he can let it go in front of him a little bit. Okay? See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? I think y'all get me. I think y'all get me. Middles, take notes. I used to play middle a little bit. And now I'm a professional outside. That's what I'm talking about, guys. You got to be able to play every position. Because if you can get experience in whatever... If you can get experience when you're younger in every different position, you're going to gain stuff from that. Like, I gained some blocking knowledge from that. I'm now a better triple block player, whatever. And, like, if a crazy play happens, I'm able to play as a middle, whatever. Or, like, if we're cheating on the front row setter, I can block the middle and they can focus on the outside because I've played middle. I understand how it works, and I didn't enjoy playing middle that much because, middle's a very tough position. But I learned from it. I'm glad that it happened. And I'm glad that I'm now an outside instead of a middle. So, and this was in college too. This was not in high school. This was in college. I played right side in club. Played outside in high school. It's like the whole thing of multi-sport athletes are usually better athletes when they're older. Multi-position volleyball players are usually better volleyball players when they're older. Probably. I actually really don't know, but probably. This is nice. This is nice. It's a nice play. It's a good choice by him. Yeah, hit that one. Yep. If they don't jump on the first one, hit the second one. Why not? Good stuff, Bonifante. I like it. They don't score on it. I still love it. Now he can run his offense. Figure something out. Find a way. Nikolov. Thumb down. Making sure he's outside that block there. Good stuff. I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I am loving that one. A great triple block. It's closed. If they get hit, where's that ball going? It's not getting tooled, that's for sure. You ain't getting tooled on that puppy. Ooh, out of bounds. Just a little bit. Just a wee bit. It's out of bounds. Marco with a nice serve here, right to Wilfredo Leon's lap. Yeah, be able to, when you're playing defense, if it's like a ball where it's a single block, you're going to need to just play reactionary defense and just be able to throw your hands up there, throw your hands under the ball, figure out a way to hit it. Figure out a way to keep it alive. That's when I say reactionary defense, that's what I'm talking about. Why is Bottle getting faked out here? Is he helping the middle here? On his back one? This is past the center line of the net. Let's say the center line's right here. I think that looks right. This is the center line right here. The middle's past it. I would not ever want my guy here to go past the center line. So, like, there's no chance I don't want him to help this middle blocker anyways. I wouldn't say. Because that's a hard angle to hit anyways. But, yeah, and then he's late there because he gets faked out. And also he acts like he's leaving, and then he tries to come back. If you're leaving, leave. If you're going, go. If you're, like, don't hesitate if you're going to do something. If you're going to jump with the middle, jump with the middle, Don't be hesitating. Don't be back and forth. Be okay with being late. And that goes for him, too. Like, let's go back to it. This is one of the things I learned as a middle, too, was how to wait and then react when I see where the ball is going, instead of react as the ball's going there and then have to react the second time because I guessed wrong, That's one of the cool things that I learned as a middle. And obviously I haven't perfected it. It's not the easiest thing to do at all times. But I definitely wouldn't have learned that if I didn't play middle for a little while. And you got middles. Embrace your role as a middle, because not many people want to do it. If you want to do it, you're psychotic, but I love it. But also, still try and develop your game so that you're not just, I block, I hit. Like, Chiniese is trying to play some defense here. When he gets his chance to play defense, he's in there. When he's setting, he's setting. You know, when he's getting his chances, he's really balling. He is mad at his other middle right there. Yeah, and that's the tough part about trying to reuse, is if a blocker can get over top of that ball and make it more downward, it's really tough to cover it. And yeah, so if you see someone or you're playing against someone who you know likes to reuse the ball a lot, try to learn how to just get over top of the ball or like throw it down if it's gonna hit your hands, you know. I think Nikolov's having a pretty good game. I mean, dang, that's OT. That's OT, bro. That's over the top. Over the top of that. Wow. Ooh, he had. Okay. First point I would like to make is he has spacing, too much spacing. Like, if they're going on a spot, this is fine. But if they're going like, I follow the setter, and then I hit on the setter, that's where my pipe is, then he's too far. But then also, you just got to be able to make that decision and hit over here instead. 2 blockers up. Go where the space is. That's all I'm saying. Swing where your opportunity is. See, Lube's up 17-16 right now. It's a really nice middle run. I want to see that again one more time. This guy's good. I like this Jendrick kid. I don't know who he is, but I like him. Jendrick number 2. Walmart Jendrick is kind of nice. Kind of high value. Oof. When you're getting Walmart Jendrick, you're getting a good bang for your buck here. You know, you're not losing out on too much. This guy's pretty saucy. Fenerbahce. I gotta watch more Fenerbahce because I think Fenerbahce is Engapeth's team as well. I want to watch Engapeth. I want to see what he's doing this year. I haven't really seen much of him because I don't even know if they have their games on volumetrics unless it's Champions League stuff. Oh. Short serves, man. These are so nice. And, you know, like, again, like, servers have a whole arsenal. Have a whole arsenal and have control over that arsenal, you know? Like, you need to be able to say, okay, I see this scene. A lot of people, you can start out with just, okay, this half, if you're spinning, this half, or honestly floating, too, if you want to start out with it. You'd start out with just this half, and then continue to just get more particular with it each time. Lepke had a tough game, man. He's getting roofed. Going against some huge blockers. And, yeah, he's kind of struggling with it. It stinks. Hate to see it. Not going to lie. I feel bad because I love Lepke. But he's definitely having a tough game this time. He had a really good run during the Italian League Cup, but now he's in a slump, I'd say. Maybe he's just stressed out. Who knows? Big fan of him, though. I actually, really try to study him. I was watching his Olympic Games. And, yeah, so fun to watch. Such a good style of volleyball. That's the style I want to adapt to. We got 24-23. I think this goes into extra points, maybe 27-29. Really nice swing by Nikolov here. Look at that. Look at how loose that arm is. Look at how loose it is. It's like disconnected from his body. It's just a separate entity, you know? It's a nice one. 24-24. Ooh, Marco Polo. Taking that sharp cross there. Very nice. No matter what he did, he was pressing there. Yup, I would have went over top as well. Oh, if you're this far over, I would go for this 5 spot. If you're this far over, because, like, I mean, just purely based on where he's hitting this ball at, there's more space over here. But also, this blocker, obviously, no matter what, in this situation, swing high. But also, this guy, like, look at this blocker here. First of all, you have more space over here. Second of all, he is not able to really do that much as a blocker, unless it's like a huge person. And I find it, I miss that corner when I'm on this half more than I don't score when I go there, if that makes sense. I just think it's a safer option, you know. And yeah, you're going after the libero a little bit, but that's game right there. Let's see that one more time. And, you know, Nikolov was taking some really high swings. He slows his approach down a little bit there and just hits here instead of here. If he hits an inch higher, then this game is not over, you know. But it's a pretty good game. Thanks for watching, guys.